Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena, today there is actually stuff happening. New stuff. Field of the Dead is banned. I just got some big screen and then it showered me in wild cards, so that happened. Apparently there's something in the store to look at. I bet they look a lot like this. There's a Mythic Championship qualifier thing is here. That starts in 45 minutes. Yippee-ki-yay. If you finished a season in the last, 3 months, previous 3 seasons, in the top 1,000 Mythic, you get this option. So if you don't see it, play better, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. You have to be top 1,000 at the end of the season. So, okay, seriously, for those of you who want to be in this, my honest advice is find one of the really good standard decks that you enjoy playing, and I mean really good. I don't mean like your meme mill deck that you just have played a lot and you win a few of those standard competitive events. I don't mean that. I mean a deck that is very good, that you really like playing. Wait until one day before the season ends. You can see how long the season is on your profile, like current season, 7 days, right? Wait until there are 24 hours left or less. Then play your best and hit a hot streak and get to somewhere in the top 1,000 Mythic. Look at how much time there is left to go and camp. Probably around 500 is where you want to get to. Make sure you take time off, set a few hours aside to play your best on that day, because rank decay is real, and really all that it's about is where you are on that day. It's not like a whole season of work leads up to this. It's where you fall on the specific day. All right, enough about that. Blah, blah. A lot of you may not care. I don't know. Let's re-roll this quest. But BRAWL launch event. This is something I've never done. I've never played the BRAWL. I have played Commander once. It was like a billion years ago. The following card is banned. Sorceress Spyglass is banned. Nothing else is banned. So, $1,000. Let's choose our deck. Oh wait, none of these qualify. So you are seeing me. I feel myself not as I don't quite see myself as an expert, but I'm pretty darn close. I'm pretty knowledgeable about standard Magic. I am not knowledgeable about a number of things in this world. Commander and BRAWL is one of them. I played Commander very briefly, once upon a million years ago. And that's all there is to that story. It's not a worthy story. So you're going to see me doing brawling for the first time, and I have no idea what I am doing. You're supposed to pick a commander that is a color identity. Color identity, okay. So the only other BRAWL I did was the precons. This is me building my first ever BRAWL deck. Now, when I pick a Time Raveler, then I'm playing blue-white control, 1,000,000%. That's how it works, right? Who your commander is are the colors you are allowed to play. So what else have we got? I don't know. Yeah, also it's singleton, so we've got to take that into account. So you kind of want more colors to do all the singleton nonsense that you can possibly do. I should have done a vote on what should be my BRAWL commander here today. I did a Grixis thing yesterday. Yeah. I mean, we could do Kalia, but I don't think there's enough dragons and demons and stuff to make this really that good. But man, would that be sweet. I really enjoyed the Fey Curse King in the BRAWL event, but I've done something similar. Now, one thing that stood out to me was Garruk. I think Garruk's going to be my boss. So we're going to play black and green, and you see it automatically filters for me. We're already into the black and green cards. So now I'm gonna throw together a little deck, and rather than just kind of single click through the process and watch you hear me stutter and awe and hum and haw, I'm just gonna pause the video and we're gonna come back and I'm gonna have a deck and I'm gonna talk about why. And welcome back. I finished adding cards to my deck. Yay! So we're gonna call this Garruk's Beasts, and the idea is just to have a bunch of very strong cards. It's an old black-green mid-range rock style strategy. For some of you old school players might know what I mean when I talk about the rock and Spirit Monger. Magic days gone by. But anyway, like I said, it's my first try. I could I don't have a ton of scientific stuff to say about which cards I included and why. I mainly just want to get into the games because this is definitely... I have zero confidence in myself as a builder, but the one thing I did pick up from the pre-construct event was that we want to be playing powerful cards. So my curve is a bit, I would say, it's a bit up there from what I would normally build. I also have Karn the Great Creator, so I can wishboard. I do have a bunch of cards that I wanted to squeeze into my main deck over here, kind of a cheat. With the Great Henge, the Cauldron of Eternity, those are artifacts, Bolas's Citadel, Vivian's Arkbow, Wishclaw Talisman, all kinds of fun stuff in the sideboards. A lot of heavy lifting for one Karn the Great Creator to do. But anyway, also the sideboard, just to fill it up, I grabbed all kinds of stupid crap. So if you want to see the full list and make theories about why I would put it in my sideboard, check out the deck link on AetherHub in the description. And I think we'll go out there and see. I feel like I'm playing a pretty greedy deck. I've got all these very expensive cards and very powerful cards. Are my opponents more greedy than me? Am I going to get absolutely wrecked because I'm too mid-range? One of the keys of Magic is never to be the less greedy mid-range deck in an event. So here we go. Let's go see what happens. Wait a minute. This deck cannot have any cards in the sideboard. Then why do you have one? Okay. What does the Karn ability do? Does it actually look outside the game? And why do I have to click these one by one? Why am I allowed to have a sideboard? They just didn't bother removing it from the deck building API, I guess. I'm going to keep the Karn in and see if I can search like literal outside the game. I probably can't. I mean, what's it say? It says, you may choose an artifact card you own from outside the game or an exile. Reveal that card and put it into your hand. So, okay. All right. Let's see what happens when we play it. Some of you probably already know this. You're screaming at the screen. You're freaking out. I don't know anything. I'm quite the baby. Let's go. Dive right in. Let this nonsense begin. Bolas. But you're using the Garruk avatar. This is messed up. Keep. We got the once upon a time. How bad could it be? So we're going to slow roll the Once Upon a Time. The only one-drops in the deck are Knight of the Ebon Legion and the Gilded Goose. Is that a good enough reason to play Once Upon a Time now? I guess, but I mean, I think that what we really want to get with this is a very powerful card to play on like turn 4 or 5, although I don't really know much about what I'm getting into here at all. So maybe I should stop acting like I do and just play the dang card, right? It's a lot of land. I guess I'll take the thing that is not a land, and see? I ended up with what I expected anyway. Karn. Yeah, I want to see what happens when I try to use Karn. It occupies the same spot on the curve as the Storev, but I do want to see what happens. So we're probably up against Grixis Control. I'm not quite... I mean, it doesn't feel like I should be very good against Grixis Control, to be honest. Feels like I'm going to be too slow. But we didn't get Thought Erasured yet. I know they only get one, but you just kind of expect to. I'm damaged goods. Here's my district guide. May I has this? Something could have interacted on the stack right there. You saw it. Our opponent probably has a counter spell up their sleeve. Let's get a swamp. I don't want the Guild Gate. It enters the battlefield tapped. I want to be able to play things for 4 mana. Does this say creature or planeswalker? Just creature. Darn it, I am definitely outclassed by the opponent's Bolas here. Whoa. And we've got Fires of Invention on time. And a Dreadhorde Butcher is the play, trading with the District Guide. So if the opponent has a counter, they just kind of shut themselves off from countering anything. But that Fires of Invention is scary. On one hand, we could blow it up with the Assassin's Trophy. The opponent's going to, what, Bolas next turn? I really want to see what this does. I really want to know. If I play this, the opponent's going to play Bolas and something else and kill my Lich. Let's see what happens. I really want to know what this does. For science. Nothing. Actual nothing. Now we know. Now we freaking know, team. They literally let me play with a card with an ability that does actual nothing. The ability is completely countered. I'm sure that's somewhere in the rules of Brawl somehow. But that's crap. I exile you, Karn. I exile you just for this. I'm not saying that was the right play, what I just did. I'm saying I did it anyway.
Just the trick for this.
I'm saying I did it anyway. So I'm too tilted to continue. I'm way too tilted to continue. We have to go edit the deck now. I can't. It's got to be somewhere in the rules, right? But I mean, you guys tell me. What did I miss? Are you literally not allowed to get cards from outside the game in a Brawl deck? Is that a serious rule? So we got to go over here, click edit decks, because just clicking the deck won't do anything. There we go. You know what we'll put in instead? Fine. You don't wanna rumble? I'll just Elder Spell you. I'm sure that Planeswalkers are going to be everywhere. I have a number of ways to interact with them, but didn't draw any that game. Go figure. There are a lot of those artifacts I would like in the main deck. The Great Henge. Probably doesn't fit here though. It's not like we're trying that hard. Anyway, we'll make that one substitution and get back to getting our butt kicked in Brawl. I guess I'll try it. Doesn't feel like it has enough land, but Once Upon a Time can be a land. We get a free mulligan, but I'm not taking it, darn it. I've got an accelerant. I remember these being very good. Our opponent comes right out with a Garruk. Everything my opponent's doing, everything that, like, as soon as I see Garruk or as soon as I see Bolus, I'm like, man, I did it wrong. I did it wrong. I guess I'm just not a believer enough in the big old Garruk. So what did we get? Do we get second black, or do we grab a Beanstalk Giant and use that to get second black? I'll grab the Giant. Kind of like a little 2-for-1 here. So watch this Elder Spell of no targets now, after I completely panicked and just tossed it into the deck after getting Planeswalkered into oblivion by Grixis. But we'll see. We will see. Oh, if you have turn 3 Risen Reef and Singleton, okay. Turn 3 Risen Reef and Brawl would, I mean, I'm sure it happens sometimes, but man. Tilt. All right. Let's go get another black source ourselves. Is it just me, or is this client being extra laggy? I wonder if it's just me. One way to find out. Just keep playing. And jump on Twitch and see if I'm the only one who has these problems. Tapped land means no Garruk yet. The opponent may be slow rolling Garruk anyway. That is really obnoxious.
I only pick targets that interest me.
Killing my accelerant is a big pain. There is a 5th mana. I could drop the Doom Whisper. I doubt the opponent wants to sack anything to their Vraska this turn. Attacking this to death would be better, so let's go for it. It also can make sure that we hit our next land drop, so that we can play Liliana, Garruk, Taste of Death, whatever. And the opponent's going Garruk, and let's see what they've got here. Land and this. Are you gonna sacrifice a land then? No. All right, so this says toughness X or less, so that's too much. This says each player, I don't really want to sacrifice my Doom Whisperer, so the play we want is we want to attack down the Vraska and we want to Garruk the Garruk. So let's set up a land at the least. There's some land, and I definitely don't need an Overgrown Tomb costing me life here. And I don't need 2 lands in a row. Alright, so like we said, get in my belly. Here comes Mr. Tickles.
Don't flatter yourself.
And here's the Garruk. Kill the Garruk, draw a card. Commander Huntsman in the house. And we'll end the turn. Is it Beanstalk Giant time? No, it's more Garruk. The opponent wants to make this a thing. Well, I can make wolves and then use Taste of Death to add loyalty. I can also make wolves and then Liliana sacrifice them. Let's keep paying life just to make sure our draws are nice. Wow. Pretty nice. I don't know if I need a Massacre Girl. I'll float it. I'll float it just in case. Casualties of War is pretty hype too. Alright, make some wolves.
We are the apex predator.
And yeah, we're lighting it up now.
My army will little death.
What a tag team. Liliana partnering up with Garruk, Cursed Huntsman. And the opponent wants no more of this. We're going to draw 2 cards. They're going to lose their Garruk. Garruk was going to gain 2 loyalty. Yep, just all the things. Yay, Mesa the Valiant. That's so hype. Opponent has Domri. Domri the Chaos Bringer, so up against Gruul. I think anything with the turn 2 accelerant is probably very good. I just remember the Brawl pre-con feeling like it was all about ramp, so well, we'll give it a shot. Order of Midnight is a little early, but Cavalier of Thorns puts things in the graveyard. Order of Midnight can get it back, not bad. And I think I'm passing the turn. I want to keep you hexproof. I really want the Cavalier of Thorns next turn. So here comes something. Goongully, 3/3. Whenever a non-human creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter. All right, let's go. So we can't play anything this turn anyway, so we may as well grab this Guild Gate. We put a Midnight Reaper, Wicked Wolf, and Gilded Goose into the graveyard, and we have some ways to get things back, so that's exciting. That's very exciting. Let's see what our opponent does here. Does Domri just come down? Pretty sure I would smash Domri right now. So I doubt the opponent wants to run it out. But let's see what happens. 4 mana in Gruul. Only one of them is green. And it's a Frenzied Arynx. That is a Riot critter. So our opponent chooses a 5/5. So we could get the Garruk online. We could also attack with the Cavalier of Thorns. Choose nothing, get everything back. The opponent will probably double block, right? Probably. Well, let's see what they do. Ride or die. Alright, damage. We don't have food for the wolves, but yeah, we do. We'll have Goose. Goose will do it. Goose will do. So good set of cards to get back, and it basically explodes our battlefield. So we don't have good blocks for the Arynx after that, though. That's, I guess, one thing to be a little concerned about. This is actually a kind of a tough call. I could let the Plaguecrafter go to the graveyard, then it's more effective on the way back. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and then 1, 2. 6 green. It's too much. Well, alright. Let's do it like this. I sacrifice my Plaguecrafter. Opponent sacrifice that card. Alright. Let's go in for the Fertile Footsteps. Let's go get a black source. Let's use Order of the Midnight. Alter the Fate. Go get back the Plaguecrafter. We could also just get the Wicked Wolf because we have the Command the Dreadhorde. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not enough mana though. And we don't have the food source otherwise. Let's get the Plaguecrafter. And now we're set up to make the opponent sacrifice another thing next turn and keep filling these graveyards. We do take a bump, which hitting the life total does impact the Command the Dreadhorde, but I think playing it a little slow is an okay idea right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Castle Garenbrig makes 6 mana. That's 7, 8, 9 mana. we draw a land, we can Beanstalk Giant and Plague Crafter. If we don't, I guess we can... Order of Midnight Beanstalk's an option. Our opponent draws Fabled Passage. I'm sure they're getting a second forest. Let's see what they do now. Ooh, all the mountains. I guess our opponent doesn't feel very attached to green. Maybe they're mostly a red deck. And there is Domri, the Chaos Bringer, has arrived. And makes a mana, plus it gives whatever you spend on it Riot. And it's the 7 Dwarves, which I guess you can run 7 of these in Commander. Not something I thought about. Not something I thought about at all. Well, this is nice. So, let's make the mana. Play the Plague Crafter. Then we can play you. And we end up with 2 mana left over that we can't really use. So I think I probably did it all wrong, but whatever. Could get the Goose. Just get my Goose on. That doesn't seem great or anything, but it's something I could do this turn. But nah, I think I'll keep the Plague coming. Keep the Plague coming, my friends. Smash. Smashy smash. And yeah, don't think you want to give up the Yarings, but this keeps the opponent from ticking down to find more creatures. Now we'll see what they can use the extra mana for, how good of Riot they can have. What kind of a riot party are we throwing? Who is coming out? Are we finally going to deal with this Cavalier of Thorns? 4 points of damage to Cavalier of Thorns from the Slaying Fire and a Lava Coil to get it exiled. Okay, you did that thing. Well, the opponent said go, and I still have the Plague Crafter. 1, 2, 3, that makes 6. Then that uses 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Still not enough to play the Beanstalk Giant as well. So, we'll play the Plague Crafter, the opponent will sacrifice this, we'll beat their Domri to death. And then I think it's Garruk time if we had the mana. Not quite. I guess I'd play the Order of the Midnight. Looks like we've got green-black on green-black action here with the opponent using Vraska Golgari Queen. They are on the play, and I think this hand is too slow. So let's take that freebie mulligan, and there are some accelerants. So with Goose and Druid, I'm feeling a lot better. Goose it up. Honk honk. More food on the table, huh? Orzhov Enforcer. Paradise Druid. Guess can get swept, but this can get targeted. Choices are hard. Let's go with the Druid. This can make mana the turn it comes into play and might be more effective on a future turn. But we are looking at Doom Whisperer next turn, which... Woo! Big creature. Aldrin Familiar. Okay. I feel like the opponent's playing a little bit of small ball with the cards that they've chosen. And yeah, let's go straight for big ball. Straight to the Doom Whisperer. Let's go. 6/6 Flying Trample. It'll take a chunk out of your life total quickly if the opponent doesn't have an easy murder answer. And even if they do, we'll use the Surveil to make sure that we draw something good. Right now, we mostly want land, although District Guide gets it, this produces mana. So what do we really want? I guess some kind of an interactive spell. Vraska is coming down, eventually. And the Vraska sacrifice thing is obviously, like, part of the build. The opponent's building stuff specifically to sacrifice it to Vraska. So, we want to get Vraska off the table multiple times, I'm sure, and here she comes. Well, if we get to attack her down once, I'll be happy, and she minuses to go after the Paradise Druid and slow down my mana. I have no blocks for the Death Touch creature. But what are we gonna draw? Let's find out. Land is good. Let's just go ahead and throw this into the bin so we don't have to worry about it in the future. And my turn. Alright, 4 mana. We can play Arcane Signet and then play either District Guide or Midnight Reaper. Which one is the right one? The Midnight Reaper getting on the board nice and early can get us more cards, which is lovely. If I play District Guide, we have a land drop for sure next turn for Garruk, but Doom Whisperer can probably do that job. So let's focus on a strong card in Midnight Reaper here. And let's smash Vraska back into the command zone before she gets to sacrifice these things and get sweet value. Beast Whisperer. Yeah, that's a card we'll want to kill. Whenever the opponent plays a creature, they draw a card. We may want to send Garruk to do the job. Let's see. Go ahead and use our Doom Whisperer. There is a tapped land and a Beanstalk Giant. But I think what I really need is an untapped land here. Just get the Beast Whisperer dead. And we can use our life total as a resource to make sure we find it. Removal spell or untapped land. How deep do you think we'll have to go? This will do, right? No, this one actually won't do. Huh. Still going. This is shocking. This will do. And this is nice. We'll keep those. So what are we sacrificing? The Goose or the Reaper? Opponent might trade with the Reaper if we attack here and then we draw a card anyway. That's not particularly great. We're definitely attacking over the top with the Doom Whisperer. I really like Goose as a source of life and advantage down the stretch. Reaper is a source of cards, but actually my life total's low enough and my Doom Whisperer offers selection. Plus the Reaper is something I might get back later. So down with the Beast Whisperer before it draws a whole bunch of cards. Draw the Rankle. Smash. And your turn. Got some fun stuff to get back if our Cavalier of Night dies, including Midnight Reaper and Thrashing Brontodon. And our opponent has a Cavalier of their own. What are you going to do with it? Cat versus Doomy, I'm sure. Let's see what we're going to draw. An untapped land plays Garruk, which is nice. Yeah, that's good. This, not so much when my life total is this low. Maybe the Goose can haul us back in. I'll keep it. We might get there someday. Also, let's look around here. As far as what the opponent's getting back, right now it's just a Cauldron Familiar, which isn't the best. When I kill the Cavalier of Night, I mean. Alright, Garruk, let's do it. There's the Dreadhorde. We knew about that. Cauldron Familiar returns. We fall to 8. If I attack here and the opponent trades, I can block the 1/1 all day, so I feel like I need the life. Plus the trade gets me back another creature. Yeah, the opponent takes the swap right away. So I don't think I want the Reaper. I know, don't fear the Reaper, but I kind of do. I think I'll grab the Bronto. It's just a nice big 3/4 body. Plus, who knows what artifacts and witches' ovens the opponent plans to drop on me here. Rankle's nice with wolves to sacrifice because you can raise Garruk's loyalty. If we can get in. The opponent does have a 1/1 spirit to block Rankle at least once. Piper of the Swarm. Makes little rat tokens. It is a mana investment, though. And, uh-oh, Murderous Rider. If I put you in the graveyard, I can just command you. But I have a lot of things to command. So, you can go to the command zone.
This is affecting me more than I thought.
Trying to think of what my finale of Devastation grabs right now. The answer is just about anything. I don't remember any 6-drop creatures, though. You could get Massacre Girl. Just smash this, unless she's over here. I think I like making food with the Gilded Goose and building up kind of a position from which command is really good, but if we command right now and just command hard, I think we might also just be able to win. If I get you back and you back, that's 9 life. I sacrifice the Bronto, for example. I don't have to sacrifice anything. Like, none of these are really worth targeting. Alright. I want you, and I want you. Submit.
Wherever I go, I leave bodies in my wake. Everyone is expendable, except me.
There we go. Alright, moving along. Your turn. So I can start making food, and then sacrificing the food to Vraska, if that's the plan. Not worried about you yet. I'm curious what our opponent ends up doing with their Piper of the Swarm. You gotta give me a break when I play a new format. I'm sure plenty of you see what you think are really great ideas. And you're probably right, but I'm playing a new format. A lot of what I do well in Standard is built around the patterns that I get used to when I'm playing it. It's a lot harder when you just throw yourself into something different. Another Murderous Rider coming down with lifelink. So, if Cavalier attacks here, what am I can't really lose, right? Yeah, I can't not gain the life. Hello, you make food. Why can't I cast you? 4 green, that's why. Okay. So, opponent might just crank out a rat. We can minus this to kill that. Then there's only 4 combined power, so the opponent can't, like, million block my Cavalier of Night. Let's go ahead and get that done. If the opponent blocks my Cavalier of Night with all of their things, I guess I'm fine with it.
Don't flatter yourself.
But I do want this life. Nope. Okay, so this Cavalier of Thorns can come down, leaving me 2 mana? Potentially 2 mana? I can also hit my District Guide mana first, right? 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3, 4. I could play that with a Rankle. But I think I just want to get you down. Yeah, an untapped green source makes a food. That's what we're shooting for. And we got one. And we'll end the turn. Yeah, it's a motley little crew here, but you've got to expect the opponent has something like a Bantu to get back in it. Nope. Okay. The strategy of having the big mythics as opposed to synergy was paying off there. Our cards were just bigger than our opponents, at least what they drew. Ooh, Cosmetic Taste of Death. Another Vraska deck. Okay, did I do it wrong? Is Garruk not the commander? Do you want the Vraska because it comes down earlier? Let me know your opinions. His hand's a little slow. I'm hoping Once Upon a Time finds me a ramp card. Our opponent gets it. They have a turn 1 Gilded Goose. Okay. Come on, ramp critter. Hey! It's just like Standard. Just like Standard up in here. Yes, indeed. So, do you have something to do with 3 mana? No, you have a food token. That's okay. That's my plan too. Command Tower, best land ever printed. We'll wait on our food token just in case. There's a million cards. I don't know what my goose could want to block here, but it's an option. So does our opponent drop their Vraska here to blow up my goose? I think they do. I think you just outramped me here in this moment. And then we're in trouble. We're in big trouble.
It's time to step out.
My Hydra's too small. My Devastation. I guess I can finale for... Yeah, I guess that's the play. I'm finaleing for the Knight of the Ebon Legion. Just to have something to try to attack Vraska.
Its pain is ours.
Must be nice. So, did you come up with something to put in front of this knight? The Curious Pair will make a food and then be a 1/3. That works. That definitely works. Nothing much I can do. So we can keep trying to set up a board to Massacre Girl, but man, are we in trouble. So Hydra can come down here and kill the goose. At least that's something. The pair will block the knight. At least I think it will. We may as well test the opponent on that. We could also use the Hydra to fight the pair after the block, and then the 1/3 is just gone. But I don't think that's worth it. It's just a little 1/3. The goose is a card advantage machine with the help of Vraska. Plus, this is good sacrificial fodder to the Cavalier of Night if we decide we have to blow something up that's in our way. So, it's an option. And we're still 2 mana short of, like, Liliana, Garruk, the powerful over-the-top options that hopefully we'll get to as the opponent keeps drawing more cards and gaining more loyalty. It's tough sledding in this one. Midnight Reaper. And go. It's not particularly strong or anything. And the Beanstalk Giant sets me up for next turn, so I think that's the play. We have a black mana anyway, we get another green. Or we get another black. I guess another green. Just hold up all the options. Apply some pressure. Opponent has what looks like a pretty free block on the Voracious Hydra with the Curious Pair. Okay, they're going to do it like this. They want to draw cards. I guess I oblige them. They get all the cards. I'm hoping that what they draw is more garbage without Vraska, and that we just get to overpower them at some point with our very strong cards. That's probably the best I can hope for. Our opponent has their Signet to make the multicolored mana. By the way, put this and the command tower in every deck. Don't ask me questions, just do it. The opponent gets back the Midnight Reaper. I bet you shoot down the knight now. Uh-huh.
It seems fortune favors you.
And scry to the top. Must be nice. So. Do we get Liliana going or Garruk? I guess Garruk puts more power and toughness onto the battlefield. Plus the Liliana potential minus next turn could set up an ultimate seemingly out of nowhere if the opponent doesn't answer the Garruk. They have Trail of Crumbs. So yeah, they're doing great on value. Like, that is clearly what their deck does. I'm gonna try to just blow them out of the water though with power. May or may not work. And they're using Trail of Crumbs. They are digging into the deck. This says whenever you sacrifice a food, you may pay 1. If you do, look at the top 2 cards, reveal, put into hand, and look at that. Look at that. Found the one of Murderous Rider right on time. Love it. Feels good, man. And you still have another mana? You're not done with things yet? You haven't tortured me enough? Sure. Gingerbread Cabin, free food. Hallelujah. 7 mana means we can't replay Garruk. Finale is not great yet. Can sacrifice a wolf to take out the Find Broker. hit this down to 2, but we can't kill it. We could play this for 4, kill this, and then hit the Vraska. I kind of feel like the opponent still might have a trick though. So I'm going to play Liliana. I'm going to plus for my zombie. And I'm going to attack the Vraska. The opponent blocks 1, I get to draw a card. And tagging Vraska does keep the Vraska from minusing to destroy a permanent. Plus, we just gotta keep her in check. We just have to. And we do hit a land drop, so we'll be able to re-Garruk next turn, potentially. If we cast Finale with a total of 12 mana, we return all creature cards from our graveyard to the battlefield. It's the hidden late game modes on the finales and why I ran them in these decks. But I haven't had that situation come up yet where we have that much mana. These games actually seem much stronger than I expected. So I don't think the finale is a good choice, but we'll see what happens. If our opponent makes a play for board presence and leaves like 3 creatures on the battlefield, this could be legendary. So give it a chance. Give it a chance. We do have Garruk Ultimate next turn if our opponent doesn't do something. If they just sit back to block. And Jesus Christ. I mean, I have that in my deck too. Let's see if we draw it. Darn it. No such luck. I could blow up their Trail of Crumbs or their land to slow them down a little with my Vraska, but I feel like I need to draw my own cards. The grind continues. What's the other play I can make this turn if I play Vraska? Kind of nothing, isn't it? If I play this, it's just fodder for the Cavalier of Night, so it's not impressive. Let's go get another black. I think we're just playing Garruk. Killing the Fine Broker, attacking with our wolf. Which is not really what I had in mind here, but our opponent doesn't have any creatures on the board. And if they do, the finale becomes very good. So let's see if we can get them to actually put some creatures on the board instead of just rip the right removal spells at every turn. There is a Reaper. Sacking, ooh. Sacking a swamp. I like this. When they have to sacrifice lands instead of food tokens, I get happy. Why not? Why not? Alright, command. It's okay, I've still got these in my deck. So, might still be to come from my side of things. And now we're up to 9 mana? Despite getting casualty to ward every 5 minutes. Our opponent's had Vraska on the freaking table the whole game. What right do I have to even be in this game? Oh. Well, I mean, the opponent would draw 3 cards from the experience. It's not like I'm punishing them. So let's go with a Cavalier of Thorns and hit an untapped land and play Cavalier of Night. I think I like that. And then we can blow up the Midnight Reaper. What's in our graveyard to get with Cavalier of Night? Nothing too fantastic. But let's keep moving our mana forward. Yep. Oh yeah, we're filling up the graveyard. We want to keep moving this mana forward. So if this dies, I guess I want either the Paradise Druid or the Goose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I'm like a top deck land away from the greatest finale the world has ever frickin' seen. I could sacrifice this to stack a land, but I think I'm just gonna wait. Let's get this off the battlefield. The opponent can get it back, of course, when their Cavalier dies, but let's at least take it away so that the sacrificial fodder isn't very good. Yeah, if both of these die, I can put a land on top of my deck. I can put a Paradise Druid into play. And then we Finale of Eternity for Epic. I think the opponent's about to sweep my board. So be it. Like I said, if these die, I've got a plan. Maybe they have taste of death themselves. Oh, okay. Sure.
This isn't your average zombie. Let's reduce the battle to shambles.
So, we'll put this Paradise Druid into play. We will put this castle on top of the deck. Actually, let's decline this. I'll find another land somehow. Right now, the opponent has nothing worth targeting. Finale can, like, blow stuff up. Let's wait another minute or two, okay? Let's give it a second.
Its pain is our gain.
This way, at least, I get to attack the Liliana. We might just draw land naturally, too. Toronto. Yeah, I can blow that up. I can blow that up with Vraska. The opponent has a blast zone. Ooh, hello. So that can take a big bite out of Vraska. Or it can just straight kill Liliana if this isn't there to block it. I might lose my food token. Do I care? Do I care? This is 8. I guess I can just gain the life off of it. Sure. Sure I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Yep.
Your demise won't be quick.
Oops.
The opponent didn't blow up my food token.
It's not
Okay.
often I'm outmaneuvered.
Get a card.
Your death.
Hit him. Consume the Golgari Queen.
I'll leave.
Nom. Now you can't minus to kill something. End the turn. I'm on 11 mana if the Paradise Druid lives. Does kind of suck that I turned her sideways. I'm sorry. I'll work on it. I'm sure I'll find another land in time to make this finale juicy. Price of Fame. That's a good one that I didn't consider for Commander, but I bet that turns out really good for this format. And we have Surveil 1 to the top. Sacrifice what? If our opponent keeps sacrificing lands, we know they're not a finale player. And I actually really like every land can be so important, I've found in these battles, that I'm pretty happy to see it go. Ooh. Uh-oh. I think the opponent is either going to kill my Vraska or make me sacrifice my Paradise Druid, and I'm not happy about either. Skeleton returned. Sure, they plan to discard that skeleton, I guess? No, they're casting it. They plan to make me sacrifice a creature, and they're going to sacrifice their skeleton. Got it. Not happy. Oh, wait. They attacked Vraska. We're fine.
I was getting bored anyway.
All right, land off the top. Can we do it? We can. Are you ready? No. I said, are you ready for the finale of Lifetime? Triggers! We got triggers here. Double the counters, make it an 0-1. Let's get back Liliana. That seems good. I don't have another thing to do with a mana this turn, so a hollow is fine. We also have a Feasting Troll King in the yard if we can come up with one more. Do I sacrifice a creature? Decline. Do I fight something? Resolve. Alright. Questing Beast. Level your Vraska. And now, Massacre Girl from the opponent, perhaps. It could happen. That would be sad. But I can live with it. I think the amount of value we got here is worth it. Worth it in a lot of ways. Cavalier Knight will bring something back. I don't know what. Nope. No Massacre Girl. No finality. That just game. Just straight up game. And we got this Skyblazer card. As long as it's your turn as flying. I've never even... Have I read this? Yeah, I did back in the... when I read the spoiler. Meh. Plus X plus O, where it's equal to number of opponents you have. It's a multiplayer card in Arena, where X will always equal 1. At least for now. I hope you enjoyed this look at the Brawl launch event and me stumbling my way through the format. Leave your Brawl lists in the comments if there's something you're interested in seeing me play. I will try to sync them up to the color challenge, which the next one is white. If there's a mono white Brawl deck you have as a suggestion, I'd love to see it. But in general, I'd love to see your lists, just as I'm learning something about the format. And if you enjoy the Brawl content, make sure you leave a comment and let me know. I really need to know if this is the kind of stuff you want to see on the channel on a regular basis. So thank you for watching this video, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.